everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What the Haul. We're going to do a much delayed July new in episode. So DJ, run the track. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm going to do a little bit of preamble. Been online and just following certain stories. I also saw the campaign that Bella Hadid was doing with Adidas for the SL72s. I love Adidas. I bought this. It's a cord. Nanushka would call this vegan leather, but let's be honest, it's plastic, right? When I come on here, I always want to keep things interesting, and right today I wanted to kind of blend with the background. When I saw that campaign, I was like, oh, sign me up. Absolutely, yes. And obviously, with this information about Adidas now, I'm not going to be going on that website anymore. And so the question becomes, what shoe brand do I buy into? I think New Balance, the owner is kind of, so maybe Onitsuka Tigers or other styles of Asics might be the way forward. If there was a dupe for that shoe, potentially, I think the Nike Air Cortez, if you have them coins, the Loewe ballet runners, I feel better about buying from a reseller than buying directly from this brand whose position I don't agree with. This is something I think deeply about, right? And I wonder if some of you have these thoughts. I buy a product not just because I like said product, but also because that brand somehow matches up to my identity. Like we've kind of imposed our values and the type of life that we want to live. More problematic stuff. At the time of this recording, the Prime Day sale happened. In the last month, I've set up 3 storefronts: Amazon Canada, Amazon US, Amazon UK. I've picked out the items that I think are worth your time, that I've recommended in my past videos. I've picked items that are available from the brand's official storefront. It varies from country to country. Like for example, on the Canadian marketplace, what did we have? We had things like Murad, Hourglass. In the UK, they had an entire luxury section on Amazon UK. There was like Sturm, Altazura, all sorts of interesting things on there. And then like on the US, of course, is the best one. They had brands like Clarence and Shiseido, right? So incredible. You know, when I came on here, I didn't think that I wanted to do all of the affiliate stuff, but I mean, it's the name of the game. And for the time being, I don't have links through LTK or any other programs. So I have set up my Amazon storefront. And so if there are things that speak to you, there will be links. We're going to spend the money. We want it in 2 days. We want it directly from the brand. Lots of those brands that I flagged up, they had offers. You know, I think Sephora's days are numbered because honestly, their reward program, it's really not giving. Sephora was the only game in town for a very long time. When I was going through the Amazon sale, I noticed that some brands were having deeper discounts than what you would find during the VIB sale. I know for sure the New Face, which is something that I've always eyed. I may buy it maybe the next sale, I don't know, but it's definitely something that's really worth your investment. And I also found there's a new brand called Jeski, which is like a German brand that do tools and microcurrent things. It's very much like Foreo. I thought it was only available at Holtz for the longest, but come to find out you can get it on Amazon. What I picked up during the sale was I bought a very expensive toothbrush. I dropped my last Sonicare on the floor one day and it completely crapped out. It just dropped and then it died. So we're just gonna dive right into some honorable mentions because I would have done this about 2 or 3 weeks ago normally, but I've left it so late that there's a lot of things that I want to cover. First, honorable mention is Peter Thomas has this new product. It's called the Potent C niacinamide discoloration treatment, and it used to be part of a different franchise that they called Pro Strength, and the moisturizer that I used previously was called the niacinamide discoloration treatment. They're saying new look, same results. It did nothing for me. Save your money, skip it. It's really not the one. And this is the thing with Peter Thomas is if you become faithful or loyal to any of their products, a lot of things change. It's not one of these brands that you can stay loyal to for a long time. Embryolisse has a new moisturizer. I haven't seen the tester of it. I love an Embryolisse moisturizer. I think theirs are some of the best. It looks like it has a slight beigey color to it, so it might neutralize redness on contact, and it has a form of vitamin C. I don't think it's the most active moisturizer, but if you are an Embryolisse person, that might be something to seek out. In the June roundup, I mentioned Naked Sundays. Went into my local pharmacy. It is available now. It's on the shelves. It looked like there was multiple products that were approved via Health Canada, but it's looking like only 3 items are currently on the shelves. They're like $40 or less. I probably will buy the mist. Circle back on that one. Naturium. Yes, I'm just becoming familiar with this brand. The lady who started this, I think she was an influencer, and during Covina, I think she got called out for being a finesse her and not disclosing that she was the one who's behind the brand. This is the glycolic for the body. It's the wash. I would have paid about $20 for this when it was on sale. Now that they're coming out with the body lotion in this glycolic collection, I don't feel any which particular way about the lady. I don't care. I know that she sold the brand to Elf. If Elf bought into this brand, there's now a machine behind it. You're gonna see it in more places. First Aid. First Aid has updated my all-time favorite body scrub, the one with the pumice, and now they have it in a strawberry scent. Cool. I took no issue with the classic formula. I didn't dislike the fragrance, but if you do want that sensorial experience, look out for the strawberry version. This is another thing that I'm really late to. These hydrocolloid invisible patches. These are the newest ones that I found from the Inkey list. You're getting 22 patches in total, 12 which are the small size, and then 10 which are in the larger diameter. I'm not somebody who gets pimples very often, but when they do come up, they're not to be with. These I think were about $12, really inexpensive. It's the sort of thing you should just have on standby. Also, the ingredient wise, you have a bit of salicylic, succinic, and ectoin. You can definitely buy the NextCare store brand ones, whatever, but this has a little bit more happening. You'll be glad to know that you have them when you need them. All right. Next is Caudalie. They've updated their, I think it used to be called vinosource. Now it's called vinohydra. It's the moisturizers in the pink packaging. You have an updated serum. You have 3 moisturizers. The lightest colored one is the lightest texture, and then the deepest one is the richest texture. You have a gel, sorbet, a deep hydration moisturizer. I just realized also, like during the Prime Day sale, that Caudalie does have an Amazon storefront as well. You can definitely shop at the Caudalie website. They do have offers, gift for purchase, things like that. So you're not beholden to Sephora. You can buy this at any number of places if you are a Caudalie person. I think all 3 of them have really nice textures. It's just the packaging has changed. It's still the same volume, still the same fragrance. Next up, we're going to talk about the most exciting thing for this month, which was the Drunk Elephant tinted moisturizers. So their Umbra sunscreen, they've updated. It's 100% mineral, 20% zinc. I bought this with trepidation, but this, surprisingly, it is not ghost-faced. It comes in 3 colorways. The lightest one is called Sheer Tinte, not taunt, like I read it. It's Tinte, and then you have Cocoa, which is the newest, and it's like the deep shade. You know, black and brown people, you know what it's like. We don't always have one skin tone. This is my summer coat. My winter coat is much closer to my hands. I was able to wear both the Tinte and the Cocoa. No reflect, no ghost face look. It was so natural. I was pleasantly surprised. It looked really good on my skin. But the big caveat, and you'll see this in a lot of people's reviews on the various websites, it's incredibly rich. Now, the brand's copy does say that this is a sunscreen. You can put it on your neck, you can put it on your hands, you can put it absolutely everywhere, but it's so emollient. I feel like this is more so a top layer product. It's closer to foundation than a sunscreen. I would do my full skincare routine plus SPF and then use this as a top layer just to kind of even out the complexion and have it a little extra SPF. Don't get me wrong, there's more pros than cons with this one. It definitely has some coverage built into it. I noticed that it covered some of my capillaries around my nose. It's a massive container. It's loaded with antioxidants, astaxanthin, Q10, some type of vitamin C. It's not something that you can rely on as a standalone SPF product because it's just too wet and it's not a summertime friendly product. And then following that, fortunately got a sample of this, the creamy cleansing oil from Dr. Dennis. So this is effectively a cleansing balm, but in a squeeze tube. What a perfect opportunity to test it out, having used those Drunk Elephant tints. I followed the directions, you know, put it on dry skin, massage, 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 added a bit of water. It goes milky as you would expect. It doesn't foam up like the brand's copy is showing. Even with something as light and as sheer as those tinted moisturizers from Drunk Elephant, it didn't break it down. It felt like it left a little bit of a residue, so much so that I had to go back in with some micellar water and try to get rid of the last bits of that tinted moisturizer. So I don't know who this is really appealing to. I tested it with something that was very sheer and like no makeup. It didn't even break that down. Dr. Dennis, when it comes to cleansing, it's a category that they don't seem to get right. They make excellent serums. The peel pads are undefeated. Old Dr. Dennis, MD Skincare Dr. Dennis, when everything had emu oil, whew, unbelievable. It really was the business back then. Elemis have a balm cleanser that comes in a pot, and that one also has AHA built into it. Elemis is known for their cleansing balms, so I think theirs would do a much better job, but this was a real letdown. Absolutely skip it, much like that Peter Thomas that I brought up. And then the last thing, it's that time of year when L'Occitane comes out with newness in the almond collection, and this year turns out it's, I think, the 20th anniversary of the almond collection. We have 2 new things. We have the Delicious Shower, and they've updated the packaging on the shower scrub. I want to say with the shower scrub, with this whole trying to be eco-friendly, they've changed the tops on these. They're shorter. This used to have like one of those aluminum twists, and this is much much better product to use in the summertime versus the Delicious paste, which comes in that glass jar. That's more of a winter product, right? When you rinse it off, you don't need to moisturize. This leaves you feeling super squeaky clean. Now, this guy, the Delicious Shower. It's just whipped soap. It's a nice texture. It foams up a lot. Where the shower oil just produces like a little bit of milky lather, this produces proper bubbles. So it's definitely a summertime product. But we have a big problem with this one. This feels a lot lighter than what the shower scrub feels like. So of course, I took the kitchen scale out and I weighed the products. The shower scrub came up at 136.1 grams and the Delicious Shower came up at 146.8 grams. Where is the other, 54, 53 grams? You know, I did a little test as well. You know, I had 2 little deluxe moisturizers and, you know, I weighed them, took the lids off, and you can see that you're getting more than 15 mils. I'm not this person, but this is absolutely stupid. And it's a real letdown because the texture is very good. But this is a swindle. You know, when you're on the internet, you see people complaining about, I took out my serum and, you know, the vacuum bag, you cut your mask and there's lots of product at the bottom. You know, it's just, when I buy a product, I expect that volume, if not more, if I put it on a scale. I'm absolutely annoyed. I think it's diabolical. That is diabolical. Will you be purchasing any of these? Questions, comments, concerns, you know, put them in the faces down below. Make sure you've subscribed. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. I live and breathe this stuff. I'm constantly buying this shit. So definitely subscribe, stick around. Thank you for listening. Thank me for speaking. And I should be looking over here. We'll catch you in the next one. Adios.